Now the theme music is working. So that's something, right? These never go good. These never go good when I'm trying to get on air. I swear it's always something. There was a nice bit of double screw. It was a nice 1-2 double screw. I feel like that's something I might have played in school. That sounds like a fun game for kids to play in kindergarten. 1-2 double screw. Oh, how is everybody doing? It's Thursday. It's 9-ish p.m. And once again, disaster has befallen me. Befallen? I'm going to say befallen. It's definitely not befalled. Disaster has befallen me in the studio. All because I got mad because I had to move a camera. I got mad. I had to move a camera. And I'm looking rough. I haven't shaved lately. I look like if Tom Hanks had been on an island, like trapped on an island, like that one movie, The Castaway. If he had been on that island, but there was also like a lot to eat on the island, like it was fine. There were no razors, but he had plenty of stuff to eat. I feel like that's how I look. But like after like a month, I don't do well growing facial hair. I'm stumbling over my words because I can't believe what has happened and what I did right before I came on to hit the button, and then boom, I had to fix the camera a little bit. I was like, I don't like how this camera's going. I'm gonna fix it. What's going on now? We're dropping frame rates. Who knows? How's everybody doing? Anybody out there? Anybody doing anything? Anybody watching? Anybody? Oh, so I don't even know if I'm at a point where I can even discuss it. I don't have any graphics. I don't even have any graphics made. We'll use this graphic here. We'll use this graphic from last week. PewDiePie, everybody loves. Look, we'll just pretend that we're talking about PewDiePie again. I don't have any graphics made. It's my fault. I'll tell you. Oh, that's title card. That's the main scene. I gotta tell you guys, it was I'm tired. I went to the gym and he made me jog. I haven't jogged in 20 years. Like, why would I? Why would I jog? I'm very rarely chased. In fact, I would probably go so far as to say that I have not been chased by anyone or anything in a good 20 years, and that's why I haven't jogged. So that's pretty impressive, I guess, on one hand, that no one or no thing has decided to chase me in 20 years. But on the other, it's kind of sad that I let myself go, and this is kind of what has befallen me, my fate. So now today I was forced by my evil trainer, who was very evil. He's the Red Devil. He forced me to do jogging, to make with the jogs. Not a lot of jogging, but it was enough to hurt me, and it wasn't that bad. It actually wasn't that bad at all. Jogging is something that you can do and not die, which I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed that anything like that was even possible. I gotta see if I can get into this old oh, something went wrong. Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. Oh, cool. At least I can see the I can't even see the comments. It's fantastic. Oh, nice. I'm happy because when one thing kind of craps the bed, everything does. So it's just a nice series of events, a chain of unfortunate things that have happened, and now I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Right before we were about to go on, and by we I mean me because there's nobody else here. I don't feel like I have the lighting right. That's fine. Everybody's gonna complain about being too dark. I want it to be this dark. I want it to be moody. I want a moody experience. That's what I want from everything. Look at me, I'm moody. I can't believe I can't get a preview. Why does something have to go wrong all the time? Like, I'm okay with things going wrong. Oh, there we go. I got it. Nope, something went wrong again. It's Facebook. It's Facebook. It's Mark Zuckerberg. It's because I went to the gym earlier in the week and they were showing The Social Network, and I worked out even longer and harder than I should have because I was enjoying watching the misery that is the portrayal of Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know if he's miserable. I have a feeling he's on the spectrum. So I have a feeling that Mark Zuckerberg wouldn't be a great person to talk to for any length of time, unless, of course, you're planning on signing me for anything. If you're planning on bringing me on board or giving me money or anything, that would be great. So, like, maybe I shouldn't talk like that, but I know you're not because you're probably a little dick. I was mean. Why am I talking mean about... I still have no idea. If anybody's on, I can't see any comments or anything. Does this thing work? You'd think that one of the major problems or one of the major things that I would need for the show to work would be the engagement. Let's try it out. Let's see if I can make a comment. Does this thing work? If you're listening right now, just smash your face. Oh, look! Allison's here. You've saved me. Now I don't think that... Now, it could be wrong all the time. I don't have to see it. You know what? You know what? Facebook, I would like to make a special announcement straight to Facebook. Facebook, I don't need to see your preview. Allison just told me, you know what? It works. And you know what? I'm fine with it only being you. I mean, sure, I could have just called you on the phone and we could have done this one-on-one. But I'm okay. I'm okay with there just being one. I think somebody else is here too. They're just being very, very quiet, which is what happens. So right before I went on, I dumped an entire glass of water, a full glass of water. And this is what happens when you drink water. I would like this to be a cautionary tale about what happens when you try to drink water. Because if I had a delicious Dr. Pepper in a bottle, or a Pepsi, or dare I even say it, a Dew-SA, because everybody knows that Dew-SA is the best thing that America has made in the last 30 years, and you can't get it anymore. Emily is here. I thought she was slurking. Her fingers can't type because she's too busy eating beignets and po' boys and coffee. Okay, you know what? Before I get into this, I just want to chastise you because I've seen that you're down in New Orleans, escaping the wind, kind of like Mark Wahlberg in that Wind Will Kill Us movie. I think it was called Gone with the Wind. I went to New Orleans back in 1995. I was a ripe age of 18. And I took in all of the city offered. That's not true. I took only the food in. I took a lot of food in. I ate so much. I would get the shrimp po' boys or the seafood soap po' boys, but they would make a po' boy that was a thick sliced roast beef. You know, put it on a bun, and then they would smother the whole fucker in gravy. And you know what? It was delicious. I remember one night I ate one of these, just slurped up the gravy, ate one. We all decided, let's do it again. We ordered another round of po' boys. I was much leaner back then. I was much leaner, but I was much more into just eating as many po' boys as I could. I ate so much when I was in New Orleans that I thought that was just where I lived now. I live here because I can't move and I can't leave, so I'll just sit here and eat as much as I can. It's delicious. The food in New Orleans is legendary. I don't know. I'm acting like this is something new. Like I've discovered something completely new, that New Orleans has delicious food. Yeah, we know. Everybody knows. I know a guy named Justin Wilson, and whenever I think of Justin Wilson, I think of the Cajun chef. The old, Justin Wilson, the Cajun chef. I used to watch a lot of chef shows when I was a kid. And this is before, like, Food Network, so they weren't, like, spectacular. They would just be, it would just be, like, a dude, like, Yan can cook. So because he was Asian, I guess he was forced to he would just make Chinese food. Justin Wilson was Creole, so, he would just make Cajun food. I'm making all of this up. Julia Child was insane. I don't know. She's probably a wonderful lady. She's dead now. So, let's all mourn that. Chef Justin Wilson dead also. Justin Wilson, I know, not dead. You didn't move my camera, though, and then that's what made me go crazy. So I dropped an entire, right before we were going on, I dropped an entire glass of water on the big piece of equipment that I've got right here, the what is essentially my drop machine. I dropped the entire glass of water over the entire surface of the drop machine. The water went all into every single crack that is on this thing. It's basically just like a keyboard, and I can press it down, and I get various sounds and whatnots and movie clips. But I can't do that now because I dropped an entire glass of water onto the equipment, and that's that. There's no way this thing works. I didn't even try to power it up. There's no way it works. It's dead. It's gone. And that's what I had to come in and start the show. I had to just suck it up. Forget all of the it was over here on this screen. Forget that. I couldn't do any of the graphics that I wanted to do, but there's something you guys can do. I gotta go over here to my stream deck. Have you guys heard about my stream deck? I love it because I can do things like this. Don't forget to follow me. Follow me on Have Issue. Where's my finger going? Have Issues, and obviously on Facebook and Matt Wade videos. Now I'm gonna also ask something from you guys, and you know, just take a few seconds, share it out, share out the show, share to everybody, share on Facebook, wherever you're watching this. If it's Facebook, if it's Twitch, if it's whatever stream thing that I might not even be aware of that I am on, YouTube maybe. I haven't even gone over to see if there's anybody on YouTube. Let's go. Let's do that. Obviously, I've got my. I think of my Facebook as my Facebook watchers as you guys are my core. Like you're the rock. This is a fist. This just looks like I want to punch you guys. I don't. I want to hug you guys. The big hug. But let's go over to the other streaming things, see if anybody's watching. Oh, we got somebody watching on Twitch, and that's fantastic. They're not talking, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. You don't have to just watch me on Twitch. Hey, Twitch. How you doing? I'm glad you're here. Sit down. Share out the show. Definitely if you're on Facebook. Take a second. Share out the show. It'd be fantastic. Let me go into Facebook. I gotta click this button, and then I gotta click this button over here to go here, and then I gotta go over. I gotta go over here, and let's see if anybody, see if we've got any YouTube. What we have no YouTube watchers. We have nobody. Nobody's watching on YouTube, so we can ignore that. We can ignore YouTube tonight. No YouTube. I'm fantastic. It's great. Share it out. You can see that I did not steal this graphic. It is not a stolen stock footage graphic that I picked up. That is supposed to remind you guys to share the show. And you know what? I think we're going to just open it. We're going to play it loose today. I had some things I wanted to talk about, but I don't want to talk about them now because I poured an entire glass of water on my drop machine. Just all of it. It sucked it all up. Yeah, and that's supposed to say. I mean, yeah, but I'm doing it for comedic. I have 319 viewers on Facebook. The other ones don't even matter. 319 of you are listening right now, so that's fantastic. I always said lie about how many viewers you have. You can do it if it's comedic. You guys are family. So let's talk about what you guys want to talk about. I had time to do my graphics because I was busy using equipment as sponges. And okay, so it looks like everyone wants to talk about Mario's nipples. Mario has nipples now, I guess. Is it weird that this is the first time that we've seen Mario without a shirt? I feel like this is a major thing, right? I mean, did they put a press release out and said, "Hey guys, Mario's got nipples now. Mario's shirt's off." They should have. I would have. Hey guys, you guys want to see Mario topless? If I see a game that's just called Topless Mario, I'm probably going to pick that up. I don't care what it is. I'm not going to look at the back of the box. I'm not even going to read the description. I don't care about reviews. If it says Topless Mario, and I don't even care how much it is, $69.99, I'm going to buy that game. Sarah's saying that it would be weird if he didn't have nipples. Is that, like, okay, let's just take a minute to imagine. What if they showed shirtless Mario and he didn't have nipples? Would that have caused more of a stir? Would people have been freaked out that Mario had no nipples? Why wouldn't he have nipples, though? don't think people think about what they've become, like, fascinated with. Because they're just fascinated with a humanoid person like Mario having nipples. What happens if he didn't have nipples? Would anybody have noticed if he didn't have nipples? Is it just the fact that nipples existed on Mario and they saw them that freaked them out? So if he didn't have nipples, which honestly is like it's way freakier if he didn't have nipples. But would it have caused less of a thing? Would people have been okay with it? Like, nah, you know what? Mario just doesn't have nipples. I'm fine with it. I'm going to buy this game. What's it called? I don't care. I just want a topless Mario game. I want a game where Mario's topless the whole time. That'll be weird. I don't have anything else to say about that. Is there anything? Are there anything in? Have you ever been freaked out by anything in a video game? Because I can't think of anything that I've really been freaked out about. I've definitely been freaked out by video games. What? Allison just said, remember the show with the guy that had no belly button? What was the name of that show? The no belly button show? Like, what? I don't know what that show is. I would like to know what that show. Should we do a little? I think we should do a little segment I like to call "What's Google Got to Say About That?" This is a very simple show. It's a show where I go over to the old Google machine. Would you guys like to see? Would you like to see what they? And we're just so we're looking for that show with the shows with those guys. That's been typed into Google enough that it's a suggestion. The show with the Chinese cats. You know what I think? The show with the lemur. What is that show with the lemur? That show with the guy with no arms and legs. I'm watching the wrong shows. Let's see what Google has to say about this. Oh, Kyle XY. So this is a real thing. This is apparently a real thing that people will have no problem knowing, but me, apparently. I'd never heard of this. Kyle XY. Yeah, Google came up with it. So Google can't be beat. Google knows everything. I feel bad because I'm always watching you guys down here in the show, but like the camera's up here. So I was watching back some of Monday's show, and it looked like I was blind. Like, you know, when you see blind people in front of camera. You know what? I'm going down a bad path. I'm going down a bad path where blind people are going to send me hate mail. Although I think I'm fine with that. You know, I'd be fine with anybody sending me hate mail. At least, you know, they heard it. They definitely didn't see it because they're blind. Just in case you guys didn't know that. Emily, going back to video games, if there's anything in video games that freaks you guys out, Emily brings up the crawling babies in Silent Hill, and you're damn right about that. There's nothing worse than those crawling babies. I guess, like a real crawling baby. Like if you don't have kids and like you come home and there's a baby in your house just crawling around. Yeah, that would freak me out. Like I wouldn't, like even if it was just a normal human baby. Like nothing supernatural about it, nothing weird about it. I just come in and there's a baby in a diaper just crawling through the house. Like I've got an infestation of babies. I don't know what to do. Like how would you handle that? I guess you would. See, okay, so I guess, because I took a second in my brain, and I thought about it. What would I actually do? And honestly, the first thing that popped into my mind is you grab a broom and you try to whisk them outside. And I think this is the problem with me and trying to be a human, is because the right answer was probably call the authorities and tell them that there's a lost baby in your house. Which was locked. Continued to be locked when you got home. And you don't know whose baby it is. Okay, that is kind of creepy. You know what? No matter what, if you come home and there's a baby in your house and it's just crawling around, it's gonna be creepy. It's gonna be creepy, and it's gonna be a bad time. You try to explain to somebody that you didn't take that baby. It's probably a lot harder for you to prove your innocence when it comes to baby stealing than you'd think. I'm just going to put it out there. So the topic we're talking about is things in video games that have freaked you out. Kind of on the heels of Mario having nipples freaking a lot of people out. What out there has freaked you guys out? What have you been playing that has definitely freaked you out? I'll tell you one thing that freaked me out, because we're also getting into the horror season. Halloween Horror Night starts tomorrow over down in Orlando in Hollywood. I get those two confused, and talking is hard sometimes. So it starts tomorrow. So it's spooky season. I think it's officially, we could say, you know what, spooky. I think it's spooky enough for us to talk about it. So what has freaked you out in video games? I'll tell you one thing. I tried to play earlier this year. I tried to play the old Resident Evil 8, 7, 6, 7? The new Resident Evil. The one that came out last. Let's call it that one. I tried to play that. I got I booted it up and I started playing in my back room. I had all the lights out, you know, big TV, sound cranked. You basically just come up and you walk up to a house and you've got to go around to the back of the house. I went around to the back of the house and I went into the back door, and I was in a dark room, and I put the controller down and I said, no, I'm an adult and I don't have to play this if I don't want to. And then I never played it again. I never picked it back up. I don't know what that makes me. I don't know if that makes me just a wuss. But I thought that a man who's 40 doesn't have to play a scary game if he doesn't want to. The Resident Evil games always scared me. I think there's something with... I don't really get scared at horror movies, but I think there's something with the fact that you're way more engaged and, you know, I mean, you're controlling the game. So your senses are heightened. You're locked in. You're focused on what's happening. So I think it's way easier to scare people in a video game than it is in a horror movie. And I get really, really, really scared. A couple of years ago, there was an Alien game, and I wanted to play an Alien game. I love Alien. This is the second one. The first one I may not have seen all the way through. But, you know, I really wanted to play it. It's the Alien. It's fantastic. It looks like a great game. And it was too tense. I couldn't handle it. I don't want my heart rate going too hard. Is that what the word is? I don't know. I don't know fitness. When it beats really fast and you start to feel like you're having a heart attack, you pass out. I don't need that to happen from a video game. I don't want my eulogy to include, you know, he died with a controller in his hand. Or maybe I do. That does sound kind of badass. It's probably going to end up being Overwatch. Overwatch is freaking me out lately, because not for the right reasons. Just because of the behavior people are displaying. We can get into that too. I don't know if you guys have been playing any video games like Overwatch, but it's the community that they are starting to the community that they're cultivating isn't a great community. And just recently, Jeff Kaplan, who's the lead at Blizzard over on the Overwatch game, kind of came out and said that they're not able to update the game with all the fun things that they want, like new maps and new characters, game improvements and balances, because they're having to put time into reporting and stopping people from just being complete assholes. I don't think the reporting systems and trying to find ways to curtail that on a game developer level is the way to go. I don't think you're ever going to be able to stop that. I think that it's a bigger problem amongst gamers, and we've got to find a way to stop it, or to at least not reward it. And I went on the PewDiePie rant on Monday, but I think streamers like him and people who think that they need to be shocking and toxic and mean to get and keep subscribers it's causing even more problems. But this is a problem that's been around since online gaming started. It's been around, you know, since competitive multiplayer, since Doom and Quake. You know, whenever you've got something competitive and people are shooting each other and younger men are involved, it's going to get kind of nasty. So I don't know what the problem is. What can we do to stop that? I'm trying, because you know what? I run into the same problems. Ooh, it's a bead of sweat under these hot lights. Hopefully all of this water will be dry soon. I get the same problem. I get mad and I say bad things, but I don't know. I'm trying really hard to be better about that. I'm trying very hard to be nicer to people. I think at one time I thought that the way to go was to was the only way to get people engaged in watching what I did and what I do was to be edgy and to curse a lot, to say, you know, really effed up things and claim the earth is flat and whatever toxic dumb things that happen. And I was wrong. I know I was wrong. And I was wrong because I put issues out. And what's issues? If Keith was here. And I tried to do it. I did it completely clean for the most part. I mean, there's an innuendo and stuff, but it's clean because at one time we were putting it out to be broadcast locally, and that was 2 years ago, and now it's taken 2 years to do season 2. So we're being a little, we're being clean. I was just, I task myself to be clean and everything. It also means whenever I do break and purposely curse, it's either funnier or more impactful. But how do we stop gamers from just being complete jerks? I feel like as a person, you should be getting to an age and think, hey, you know what? Maybe I don't want to be horrible. But when it comes to gaming and games, that doesn't seem to be the case. They seem to be fine. I mean, the way that women are treated in online gaming is just ridiculous. I would know somebody who would go on and play and try to play, you know, online and would just get harassed the entire time, you know, being called like a, you know, little boy or whatever. I think a little bit of that has kind of gone away, but there's still definitely a huge problem when it comes to just women anywhere. I mean, even in comic book stores, it's still a problem. Why is that? You know? I don't know. I feel just off. I've got an entire lake of water over here to one side, and the entire side of my arm is just completely soaked. And that board is done. I'm glad that I didn't drop it on my stream deck, because I couldn't do things like this. Don't forget to follow me on social. The stream deck is fantastic. You guys want to see PewDiePie again? Look there, PewDiePie. I love my stream deck. My stream deck is like the best thing I've ever gotten. If I would have dropped water on my stream deck, I would have probably ended my life. I don't know what else we got. No, it's just showing me. There we go. I was just pressing buttons. My stream deck makes it easy, so I can just look down and say, okay, this is what I need to press. But instead, I just press them all. I just fat fingered it. Let's see. What do you guys think will come up here? Oh, look, it's BoJack Horseman. You guys remember my old friend BoJack? Well, he's here in Pog form. Is there anything you guys miss? Like, do you guys miss anything? Because I've been getting more nostalgic lately, and I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with my age. I hate to be like the guy that's like, oh, you guys remember those days? Remember the old days when we used to go down to the mall? Now malls don't exist anymore, really. I'm gonna build a mall. I'm gonna build a mall and put only stores I want to shop at. So it'll be like just a lot of big and tall stores, candy shops, video games. It's not gonna be a great mall. You know what? I'm not gonna build a mall. I decided against it. I do miss I miss the heyday of malls. Now it's like you go in, there might be one or two malls. You go in though, and it's just sad. It's like everything for a couple dollars. And it's not even one of those dollar stores that are just going out of business, so you can just get everything for a couple dollars. dude just wants to get out of there. He's made a bad decision. You know, signs of a dying mall. Those sword shops, like those shops you go in that sell like a lot of swords and like incense. Anytime I go into a store and there's just random gifts and swords and incense, I know that that mall's probably on its last leg. I did buy a sword from there once. It was like a couple years ago. Like, I wasn't even a kid. I was just in there. I was like, you know what? I don't have a ninja sword. I'm going to buy a ninja sword. And I bought a ninja sword and I walked around with it. It didn't make me a ninja. In fact, it wasn't even a good sword. It broke. Don't ever buy a ninja sword for $20. That's all I have to say. I also got some incense, though, so that was fantastic. And some other things made of bamboo. Emily says that she misses not being... I miss not being chained to a phone. Are you... Well, you were literally chained to the phone back then, because the phone was on the wall. It had a cord. I guess we've had cordless for, what, like 40 years? Maybe that's not true. Yeah, I do feel... I mean, have you ever left your phone at home? Excuse me. I somehow got some of the water on my face. Don't worry, most of the water went into the board. You are chained to your phone, right? Like, have you just gone a day without your phone? I did it a couple of weeks ago, a couple months ago. I went to Busch Gardens for my niece's birthday, and I took the phone and I took it out of my pocket and I threw it in my car, and I went into the park and just didn't pay any attention to the phone at all. Didn't care. Which probably wasn't the best thing because it was a work day. I had taken the day off and work needed me for some things, but they couldn't get me because, you know, no phone. I mean, that does kind of suck. I mean, it's like I've got my work emails go straight to my phone, so if it's like 9 o'clock at night, somebody sends me a work email, I don't technically have a good reason not to look at the email. And it's like, you know, it's my time. I want to decompress a little bit. I mean, I kind of work in a job where I've got to think about my job a lot, and it's not something that I can just leave and the work gets done. You know, them videos ain't gonna video themselves. That's what we always say at work. Nobody ever says that, especially not at work. Most people don't even know how video works there. That's why they hired me to do video. You guys know how work works. That's funny. Yeah, so it's weird not having your phone. But you know what? I felt great. I felt absolutely great. Yeah, I didn't have a wealth of knowledge at my fingertips. I didn't have games and apps and email and internet. I didn't have any of that stuff. But you know what? I felt great because I did some weird things. I interacted with the people that I was with. I didn't worry half as much. I worry so much when look, my phone's never that far from me. Here it is right here. And look, people are sending me emails. Look at these emails. Emails I'm getting. Yeah, Market Traders Institute. This is your chance, Matt Wade. People reach out to me all the time. I don't care. I don't care. I've got YouTube telling me that videos are popping on that I might enjoy. This one is Walt Disney World hurricane damage. I don't want to know what was damaged at Walt Disney World. Ugh. Yeah. I get it. I would like to go back to not being chained to the phone. Something that happened yesterday that I didn't even hear about, which is it's weird that I wouldn't hear about it, but Existentio, one of the older Imagineers, he was 98, was amazingly influential. Co-wrote like the Haunted Mansion song. He wrote the Pirates of the Caribbean song. Very, very influential Imagineer died. And it seems like they're getting to the age where the last generation of Imagineers that really actually worked with Walt Disney are starting to die off, which makes sense. I mean, you know, Walt Disney himself died in 1966, so anybody that was there is incredibly old. But we also lost Marty Sklar a couple of months ago, maybe a month ago. And, you know, not a lot of people report this stuff, but, you know, these are guys that had a lot of... they have a lot of influence on pop culture, whether you know it or not, or, you know, accept it or not. A lot of people make fun of me because it's like, oh, you're such a Disney Parks fan. But what Walt Disney did with those theme parks and the amount of love and care that he put into it, it changed the way that a lot of things work. I mean, Walt Disney is one of the most. I know, guys. No kidding. You love Walt Disney, don't you? But really, the man was a futurist, and I know that it seems like in recent years, anytime you mention Walt Disney, it's fun to just go, hey, yeah, he hated Jews, which wasn't a product of his time, but he definitely didn't hate Jewish people. I mean, yeah, plenty of Jewish people. I don't know. Walt Disney doesn't hate Jews. Why am I on my own show yelling constantly that Walt Disney hates Jews? But we lost Existentio, with which I think it's important that people know that, even if they don't know the man, because he did do a lot of work. He did a lot of work on Mary Poppins and things. And if you don't actually know, everybody knows obviously the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Yo Ho Yo Ho song. But if you don't know the Haunted Mansion song, and obviously I'm a huge Haunted Mansion fan, to the chagrin of a lot of people. There's a lot of people that say, yeah, the Haunted Mansion kind of sucks now. They haven't been updated in forever and blah, blah, blah. But I love the Haunted Mansion. I love how scary it is in the first half, and I love how fun it is. And then Ezra says that he got here just in time to hear me defending Jew-hating Disney. He didn't hate Jews. What's his name? The two guys that did all the music for Mary Poppins and it doesn't matter. I'm just saying he doesn't. And the Haunted Mansion's amazing. And if you haven't heard Grim Grinning Ghosts, it's a fun song, and it's just a great ride. It's an amazing ride, and it's sad even though that these people are older. It's sad to see them start to drop off and die. I don't think that was the best way to say that, but it's what's happening. They're dropping off and dying, and it was bound to happen, and it's going to start happening to a lot of other people. I mean, just look at pop culture, the amount of people we're about to lose. I mean, Harrison Ford's going to he's going to crash a plane into his own grave, which is fantastic. I think that's how he actually planned on going out. You guys think he's doing the new Indiana Jones just to kill off Indiana Jones next? I guarantee you that we're going to sit down and watch an Indiana Jones movie, and Indiana Jones is going to die in this last one. I bet we'll go in to watch that new Blade Runner movie that he's in. I bet he's going to end up dying in that Blade Runner. I feel like Harrison Ford hates every role he's ever taken, and now he's only planning on coming back and reprising those roles that we all love just to kill them off. I think this has always been his plan. His plan is to break the hearts of all of his fans. I'll tell you, I hope that he brings back his character from Witness and then kills him off, just to see if anybody cares. Does anybody care about Witness? I don't. I guess the little kid does. Emily brings up the fact that there's no Mutt character in the new Indiana Jones, and that's fantastic. You're right. Chris just brought up that Ford was really pissed when George Lucas didn't kill him off in Empire. Man, why is Harrison Ford so angry at these iconic roles? If I had a role look at the man's both Han Solo and Indiana Jones and the guy that protected that kid in Witness. Those are three of the biggest roles ever in pop culture, in recent pop culture. Recent being 40 years of pop culture. Ezra wants to see him kill Jack Ryan next. Yeah. No, Ben Affleck already killed Jack Ryan, so we're good with that one. I think we're fine. Damn, Harrison Ford. Is there anybody else that hates their characters as much as Harrison Ford? That has had characters on the level of Harrison Ford? That has had the success? Because I can understand if you get pigeonholed into a role like whoever that guy was that played Horshack on Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah, I can understand that guy gets mad because they only want to put him in movies starring sweat hogs. But is there anybody else who's had such a successful career as Harrison Ford that still hates every single one of their roles? Especially it feels like the bigger the role, the more he hates it. Does anybody know his thoughts on Indiana Jones? Does he hate Indiana Jones as much as he hates Han Solo? I don't know. Oh, maybe what's his name? That should definitely be dead already. You know, the guy with Shatner, William Shatner. He probably hates Kirk, right? I can imagine. Because he did that thing in the 80s where he was like, you guys all need to get a life. And then he realized that those people were actually paying for his life. They weren't actually coming out to see him because of his famous role in T.J. Hooker. It was actually Captain Kirk that was bringing them out. I don't know. I can't think of anybody else. I don't even think I don't think William Shatner even hates Kirk now. He brought him back for all those roles, and they were terrible. Emily brings up a good question. Did Connery hate Bond? I feel like Connery probably eventually hated Bond. He came back to do that weird movie, that weird one in the 80s. You Gonna Die Again, yo. No, that's not it. I don't remember what the there was one, right? What was that? Never Say Never Again. Got it. I had to get it before Ezra typed it in, because I know Ezra was gonna get it. He came back and did that Bond, which wasn't really a Bond, but he played Bond because of complicated legal rights that are weird. I don't know. I've never seen one where... You know what? Oh, see, there we go. See, I knew Ezra knew. Connery liked Bond, hated the producers. I think we need to Google this. I think this is the old time to Google. So we already did that show with the guy that with no belly button, and it turned out to be Kyle XY. So let's try what some them movies roles did actors hate and stuff. 21 characters that actors wish they'd never played. This is, you know, I just want to say something. Google is fantastic. There is no reason why that should have registered anything. So I would just like to give a shout out to Google. Also, Google, if you're listening, you would like to give me a job. Cool, I'm with it. Just give me a job. Oh yeah, Deep Throat. Okay, so I guess Linda Lovelace probably hated Deep Throat. I think that did, you know, when you make a movie about sucking dick and then that's what you become known for, yeah, I feel like I could have said that a little better. Carrie Fisher regretted taking her most iconic role in Princess Leia. I feel like that did well for her, so that sounds like a lie. I feel like this is one of those cracked things. I feel like this is just license for people to lie. Like, people just make these things to lie. Malcolm McDowell hated A Clockwork Orange. Oh, yeah, well, here's a bad one. Jim Carrey apparently denounced Kick-Ass 2. Cool. Your iconic role as that guy that had the mask. Burt Reynolds hated making Boogie Nights? That's the only movie he's watchable in that's not Smokey and the Bandit. Or Smokey and Bandit 3. Does Smokey and the Bandit 3 count in continuity? Because he comes back in the... Like, that, like, really happened, right? That happened in the universe? That's not some kind of, like, expanded universe thing. He definitely came back in, like, in a dream sequence, right? I don't know. By the way, Eastbound and Down, greatest, that's the greatest movie song that's ever been made. I feel it should have won the Academy Award that year over Annie Hall and Star Wars. Smoking the Bandit for your consideration. Nope, I'm looking at my comments. I had the wrong tab. No, I can't find. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. Oh, that's my restream. Oh wow. Channing Tatum hated G.I. Joe. Really, the iconic role of Duke. And Matthew Broderick. Okay, what about famous things? Oh, Mark Wahlberg isn't a fan of The Happening. I feel like The Happening was probably one of those scripts that you read and you said, "Oh, the wind is trying to kill us," and then you stop. You don't agree to take that movie. I don't think Mark Wahlberg has a right to be angry, really, about anything. I feel like Mark Wahlberg's life is really good. It's way better than it should have been. Uh, Ewan McGregor wishes he'd never made the 1996 period film Emma. When they say period film, does that mean like lady period? I'm just saying. Josh Brolin hates Jonah Hex. Yeah, again, nobody likes that movie. It's I think it's really easy to hate a movie that isn't good. I think if I did a movie and no one liked it, I would be like, you know what I hated doing that movie. Yeah, easy to do. Although Christopher Plummer hates his role in Sound of Music, but he likes that mustache that he's wearing in that picture, which I think is fantastic. Cher called her 2010 movie Burlesque horrible. Also, the critics, same exact wording. And I think they also used the same word, horrible, to describe her last 3 plastic surgeries. Sting hates Dune. Yeah, well, I hate David Lynch. Everything. Yeah, everything. I never watched Twin Peaks. I feel like I should watch Twin Peaks. If there's anything I can watch that's David Lynch and actually like, it might be Twin Peaks, but I haven't watched Twin Peaks. Emily says that she thinks Robert Pattinson hates Twilight. Like the time of day. He doesn't, just that time between afternoon and night. Can't stand it. Ezra says Dune is a masterpiece. Now, are you saying that as in like Dune is a masterpiece? Does it make sense? Will it be like Lost Highway? Because I didn't watch any David Lynch when I was younger, because that I would have been too young. I really wouldn't have gotten it. But the first David Lynch movie I walked into was Lost Highway, and I've never hated anything more in my life. Just true story. Can't stand Lost Highway. Will Smith hates After Earth. Oh, Shia LaBeouf hates Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. I think the reason we hate Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull is because of Shia LaBeouf. I feel like a lot of these are easy. Like George Clooney hates Batman and Robin. Easy. Sylvester Stallone hates Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Estelle Getty wasn't a fan either. Bob Hoskin despised Super Mario Brothers. Yes. Fantastic Four. These are like who? Like how? Oh, this is the worst. I'm going back to saying it. The only person who hates their role is Harrison Ford. Nobody hates their roles more than Harrison Ford. Do you think he had an agreement with Star Wars where he would only reprise Han Solo if they would kill him off? Because I feel like he did. Because he went. I'll tell you, going before the movie started, with all of the publicity junk and all of the junkets and things that they would go to, Harrison Ford was way too happy to be there. Harrison Ford, I don't think, has been happy to be anywhere since maybe a brothel in 1978. He just doesn't look like he doesn't look like he enjoys anything except maybe David Blaine magic and crashing planes. Other than that, I mean, Harrison Ford is basically Launchpad McQuack, but with a terrible attitude. I knew as soon as he was doing all of that press and he looked happy to be doing that press, that that Han Solo was dead. I knew it. I knew they were gonna kill him. There's only one way to make Harrison Ford happy, and that's to kill off one of his iconic roles. Ezra says that he bets that they knew that's what he wanted, so they put it in the script prior to pitching it to him. And it makes sense, because on the story level, it's a real easy way to garner sympathy and to turn whatever Kid Sith's name was, Kylo Ren. It's an easy way to take him from being a kind of on the border character of can he be redeemed, and then to really stick it in and make sure in your third act that he's unredeemable. And then, of course, I'm sure by the third one, he's going to be redeemed. I mean, that's what they're doing, basically, right? They're giving us a parallel story to Vader's. Do you think they're doing that? Do you think they're doing that parallel to Anakin's story? Do you think they're doing that because people don't love the prequels? They kind of feel like Lucas screwed the pooch a little. So maybe they make it up to us by giving us another Sith story of redemption. I don't know. Prequels aren't that bad, are they? Past that first one. First one is not great. I'm shocked at. I don't know how if you guys have gone back and watched what the hell is the first one? You know, pod racing one, Phantom Menace. I don't know if you guys have gone back and watched Phantom Menace as I was gonna say as an adult, but I watched it the first time in the theater as an adult because I'm old. It's bad filmmaking. It's a lot of sloppy, weird filmmaking that shouldn't, on a budget that level and with a director like George Lucas, and I don't think George Lucas is a bad director. It shouldn't have been that sloppy. It's poorly made, and there's absolutely no expense. There's no excuse for a movie that had that kind of budget, that many hands in it. There's no excuse for it to be sloppy, for the edit to be sloppy, for for scenes not to, or for shots not to flow into each other. There shouldn't be continuity problems to the level that movie has continuity. And I don't mean like, oh, he's smoking a cigarette that's that's different lengths. I mean, like, there's continuity where he's in the back of a speeder 1 minute and then he's not in the next. That stuff I don't think should happen on a movie like Star Wars. But whatever. Phantom Menace. Ezra wants to see Kid Sith, the new Disney sitcom, and I don't think he's alone. I'd watch Kid Sith. What would the plot of Kid Sith be? I think it would just be what we saw from Kylo Ren. I'm not coming down on Kylo Ren because I actually think he's a great I think he's a great villain. I think he's a different kind of villain. I feel like he's kind of the perfect villain for what we're going through right now. Just being moody and angry and nothing. I like his tantrums. I think his tantrums were adorable. I actually got a picture. I got a picture of him at Disney. See if I can pull it up on the old machines. If I know how to use these correctly. I'm not good with computers. I kind of do computers, but I'm not good with them. I don't even kind of do. I don't do them at all. I don't know what I'm saying. I use one. I just felt like I was lying there. That's probably on my phone. Did I not upload it? You sucker. Oh no, there's photos of me. I need to find my photos. Hang on for a second. I wish I had hold music. While you're doing this, you can always use this opportunity to go follow me at Have Issues. Now the fun thing is that I get to pull this picture up, and this is my favorite part. Just like, don't look at the person in the middle. Like, I don't know if there's a way to do that. But we went in to meet Kylo Ren, and he wouldn't like talk to us or look at us or even stand near us. He was as I said then, he was in a mood. Oh, there's me with Donald. I got a lot of cropping to do. I gotta crop a lot of people. Like, there's me with Chewie. We're just old friends. Hey, Chewbacca, how's it going? He was working on some things. There's Mace Windu's lightsaber that looks like a dick. And then there's me with oh man, I got a lot of photoshopping. I gotta do some bulk photoshopping. Oh my gosh, it's been an hour. I feel bad. We went over. I don't have a winner. We don't have a winner. I don't have a prize. I guess we can still pop it up. We can. I don't know. You know what? The winner today. I don't even know if he's still watching. He probably isn't even watching anymore. The winner today. I think we're gonna give it to Ezra, and he wins last week's prize, which is PewDiePie. He gets. PewDiePie will drop an N-bomb and call him an ethnic slur. or a racial slur, or an ethnic slur, whatever he wants. Whatever he wants at this point. Oh, man, guys. Don't forget to follow me, like I was saying earlier, follow me at Have Issues. I've been tweeting a lot more. I tweeted out my smoose from earlier. I've been drinking a lot of smooses for dinner. I got done with the workout today after I jogged. And I went to have a smoose. The smoose I have is called a Perfect Kiss, and it's delicious. It's like a smoothie, but way better. I wish I had water. I still dropped all my water on my machine. Definitely go follow me, though. I'm tweeting things out a little more now. I'm trying to be better. You can go follow me on Insta, too. Is that how the kids say it? Do they call it Insta, or they just call it the gram? I need to do a gram. Let's see what else you can do. Don't forget about the schedule. There, I put it. That's not the schedule. Cool. I linked the wrong one. I gotta do this by hand now. I gotta do this by hand. Transition. Don't forget you can watch me at Popped Tuesdays, 8 p.m. And obviously we'll be here every single Monday and Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Not 8 p.m. That's Popped. 9 p.m. I'm getting tired. Can you tell I'm fading? I've been talking for a little while about a lot of things. None of it makes sense. But definitely check me out Popped Tuesdays. If you're not watching Popped, you're missing out on me and Sarah and Keith talking about pop culture, obviously, which usually just end up being us talking about comic books and stuff, and then Ezra calling me names. Don't watch this week's episode. You can, if you want to. You can go to youtube.com/popshow and watch us. But I don't recommend watching this show because of Starcorn. It's the worst. Starcorn. You ever just have those bits that come up in the middle of shows and you just wish they didn't exist? That's Starcorn for me, which was supposed to be Disney's or Star Wars' expanded universe doing a show about agriculture in space. No one wants to watch that. But don't forget, come back Monday. You can watch me. 9 p.m. We'll do it again. See you guys then.